Everybody has such short memories. They forget that this clip exists of Joe Biden in the middle of an on-air TV interview, MSNBC, mid-question. Joe Biden just gets up and walks off set. Doesn't explain why, doesn't explain where he's going, doesn't know what he's doing, does sit live, doesn't give his microphone back, just wanders away.
That's right.
Mr. President, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I appreciate
It's great to have you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You can hear the host go, okay, as the cameraman booms out and shows Joe Biden just wandering away. And there are so many versions of this. It's like you're spoiled for choice. Nobody really knows what was going on except for those who were really close to Joe Biden. And those who were close to Joe Biden knew that he was suffering from terminal cancer. And he had major medications that he was taking that causes extreme brain fog and that causes incapacity. They were trying to keep him alive. They were literally trying to drag a corpse across the finish line. Now, there's been no updates on what's been going on with the Joe Biden cancer thing, but you can see it plainly and obviously that that's exactly what's going on here. And this is why the people closest to Joe Biden kept assuring us that he was alive.
Not able to run, that there would be a free-for-all for who would run as president.
Because Joe Biden is very much alive and running for re-election.
He's very much alive and running for re-election. Joe Biden falls down the mini stairs. Remember, they got rid of the big staircase for Joe Biden on Air Force One. And so now he's taking the small stairs, and even that, he could barely do. Okay. So we all saw the debate performance, and we all saw what Joe Biden's ratchet wife does. And by ratchet, I mean Nurse Ratchet. That after claiming that Joe Biden had a stroke, she drags his ass to Waffle House and to a victory party. Amazing. Donald Trump saying, hey, listen, I'm not sure my wife would take me to Waffle House if I had a stroke.
If you had a stroke.
Would your wife have allowed you to go off to a Waffle House if she thought you were having a stroke?
Even in good times, although I would actually. It's not so bad. But
Donald Trump, fan of Waffle House. Donald Trump says that only he knows the reason that Joe Biden failed during the debate. It's very interesting. Going after Joe Biden, saying that he had a stroke. And Donald Trump drops, a little pill in here. You can see. Here we go. The only thing she failed to mention was how well I was doing prior to his near total collapse. In other words, as many have asked, I did a strong performance in the debate. Did my strong performance causes him to plain choke? So Trump saying his performance is causing Joe Biden to collapse, leading to his ignominious defeat. Or were there other reasons for the cause? Nobody else knows the answer, but I do, says Donald Trump. Okay. So anyway, this is after Joe Biden made a bunch of news by saying that Joe might have had a stroke on stage.
Yes. Or
You've never seen him like
Never.
that.
No.
What happened?
I don't know what happened. I mean, as I watched it, I thought, oh my God, he's having a stroke.
But let's go to Waffle House right afterwards. Now Jill's come up with another exciting possibility of what was going on that day. Joe Biden entertains the possibility that Joe was drugged before the 2024 debate. He was on drugs. Somebody snuck him a little cocktail, and it's all their fault. It was the Russians, no doubt. Former First Lady doubled down on the possibility that her husband was drugged ahead of the debate with Trump. It was the sneaky America First movement, a sneaky MAGA movement. We drugged Joe. Podcast host asked if the stroke was ruled out by doctors. Well, they did. I said, I didn't say to them when I was writing my book, I was referencing, oh God, did Joe have a stroke? I said, is he okay? Is he okay? Ugh, I just can't stand these podcasts. Let's go ahead and watch.
What was that moment?
No, I mean, there's all kinds of theories. He had been traveling. I know he was tired. He didn't feel well that day when I saw him. But there was nothing definitive that I could point to. And I had been on the road for 2 weeks up until that moment. So I wasn't with him. I didn't see him days before, weeks before. I saw him maybe 1 hour before.
And there's no way anyone could have, God forbid, laced his drink or
Who
something.
knows?
Who knows?
Right? Who knows?
Still to this day, you don't have a gut instinct on what was that moment.
If you want to talk about laced drink, you want to talk about like somebody who's clearly on something. What is that? Maybe she goes to the same doctor that Joe Biden went to, you know? Because like that actually looks like Joe Biden face. Let me explain. Look. It's the same face. Isn't that amazing? Look at that. Joe Biden just sitting there. Same face. Do you remember that? Joe Biden, completely different ears, completely different chin. Look at his chin. It's the ballsack chin. Look at that. What's that chin? Who made that? And if we were asking the question, is it the same? Is it the same person who made this? Nobody knows. Nobody knows, but we should be asking. A liar, Jill Biden won't rule out somebody had drugged Biden before a debate performance. It's the drugs. Without question, Joe Biden was drugged by President Trump. Dr. Jill Biden made sure Pudding Brain was pumped full of an ungodly cocktail of amphetamines, cocaine, Red Bull, just to keep him conscious. That's true. They probably was drugging the other way around, though. Yes, was he drugged? Or consider the possibility that your husband was senile and that you were cruelly using him for power. Jill Biden worried her husband was drugged. New memoir, Jill describes the shock and fear of the president's calamitous debate performance. Calamitous. Here we go. As she watched Joe Biden, this is from Jill Biden's, I think this is from her book. As she watched President Biden fumble through his cringeworthy portion of his disastrous 2024 debate, Jill Biden wondered if her husband had unknowingly ingested drugs or was having a medical episode on television. Is he short-circuiting? Is it a stroke? It felt like she was watching an AI hologram of the man we knew, and the hologram was glitching. Has he been drugged? Her mind then wandered to more personal anxiety, considering the nonsense word salad, one of which ended with, "We finally beat Medicare," might implicate her as the person best positioned to know if he appeared to disassemble on stage, privately prone to incoherence. Oh God, will people watching assume this is how he is all the time, she writes in her new memoir. Oh, okay. Well, yep. That is literally how Joe Biden was all the time. That's why it was funny when Trump was constantly roasting Joe Biden and making fun of him. And Americans have a message for the Bidens, which I think is great. Go away. Joe Biden is tremendously unpopular. And everybody wants this to end in the Democrat Party. So that means I want it to keep going. Just a reminder, and this is a critical one, Joe Biden can still run again, okay? He's not term limited. He only served one term. Joe Biden can run for president again. I think that's your obvious first place finisher in the markets for 2028. I don't know what people are thinking. Run Joe Biden again. It makes perfect sense. Democrats, go for it. This is the greatest free advice you'll ever get. It's your boy Benny. Like, share, and subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comments.